Welcome to the February 2nd Select Board meeting. Start with Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
6 more weeks of winter, that's it. Then it ends. Then it ends.
Look at me.
That's what the rodent said this morning. So.
It's my birthday.
We have minutes from our January 5th meeting, I believe, to approve. And also January 21st. I'm sorry, 27th.
We should take them separate, probably.
Yes, we should, because the 5th, I believe, Matt, you weren't here, right?
Correct.
I will make a motion to approve, well, so on the two non-public ones, the attendance
It was
wasn't
wrong.
quite right.
It was wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you have attendance, and then you have the voting to go in, but so the attendance is wrong.
On which one?
Both the two non-publics.
I was the only one not present for January 5th. What's wrong on that one?
It said you were not present, I mean, it said you were present in the top.
On
So it wasn't
on the
where I was
5th?
reading
No.
it in the email? When I read it in the email,
Maybe your X's are moved in your email.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
on mine, it says Matt was not in the it's on the 5th.
Okay, I mean, if it's,
It does, oh, sorry.
To be honest, I didn't roll call either.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I had been messed up on that.
yeah, it was what, I don't know, when I looked at it in the email, it wasn't right, so, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the public and the non-public minutes of January 5th.
I will second that.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Master abstains.
Motion carries.
I
You
guess
can.
I can make the motion.
I can make a motion
For the 27th.
for the 27th.
One edit I do have.
It's 27th.
No discussion, no changes.
Tim had a,
Yeah, just one. Line 211. Steve Welch was the one responsible for Articles 22, 23, and 24. That's the only edit that I saw.
Maybe 201. We spoke to that article.
Maybe.
I mean, I think we said somebody from the facilities committee would speak to it as well. I don't think it was gonna be you or him, so
That's fine. Okay, no change.
if we think we need. With that, I'll make a motion to approve the public and non-public minutes of 127, with the one correction on the public meeting minutes.
Oh, I'll second that.
You sure?
It's creeping towards my shoulder again.
We've got a motion and I believe that was a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Steve
carries.
Welch abstain. John Decker abstain.
That's fine, motion carries. Okay,
Did
On
we gotta do manifest and accounts payable?
I don't have my glasses on, I can barely see
It's the
this.
darn thing, right?
Yeah.
Did we skip by?
No, we're
Yes,
doing
we
that
did.
next. Manifests from an account and payroll from last week.
Shall I make a motion to
You could.
accept the accounts payable from January 21st, 2026, as well as the payroll manifest from January 21st, 2026?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Perfect.
Mr. Welch, would you like to start us off with reports from?
Sure. I think recreation, everything's going fine. Recycling center had a little bit of problem and still experiencing a problem with the compactor. Electrical panel needs a disconnect switch repaired, and a heater in the unit itself, it was starting hard during this cold weather, and so there's a heater down in that piston area, so all been reported and hopefully gonna be taken care of shortly, so other than that, everything's going fine.
Is the recycling center, do you think they'll be open on Saturday with the temperatures and chill? Just put it out there.
Monitor it.
Okay. It's gonna be a high of like 5.
Perfect. A balmy 5.
Right.
5 small.
Heat wave today.
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, you're ready, you're just looking at me.
I'm just staring at
you. Alright, planning board met last Wednesday, yeah. And we finalized the voting on the last zoning articles to go on the warrant. Let's see, facilities, you wanna take care of that, or you want me to do that? I mean, obviously, we so that was before the last meeting. We just basically met to finalize the presentation for the,
2 weeks ago.
yeah, we met last
Thursday?
Thursday
Okay.
to finalize that
absent.
presentation. So and it was presented at the deliberative session. I don't think I have anything else.
We'll be meeting again soon.
Yeah, we gotta figure out the
The
next
date yet?
date for that,
We'll
but
have a regular schedule going forward.
next planning board is next week.
Master Planning Committee will tentatively be meeting on February 24th at 6 p.m. That's not finalized yet, but I believe that is what we're looking at this point.
What do you have left going out for the,
A lot.
so is it gonna carry on past your term? Are you gonna?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could talk about that at a future meeting, is if the board would like me to continue to serve on the committee, or if somebody else from the board would like to join
Okay.
that committee. I'm happy to continue as a private citizen and report back to the Board of Selectmen if you'd like. But I know it wasn't a requirement for a Board of Selectmen to be a member. I was doing it because I was interested, but also happened to be on the board, so.
Okay.
I'll leave it in your hands, your competent hands, as to how you'd like me to move forward.
I've been on night shift. I haven't caught up with Steve. He's working when I'm sleeping and I'm working when he's sleeping, so we'll I'll be off night shift here in a couple of days, and I'll catch up with him and see where this elusive grader is.
Living happily.
I hope we get a postcard from it pretty soon.
Just put a stamp on every country it's been to.
Why, isn't it?
Oh, we did, I can actually report that we did get the invoice on it the other day. Betsy was questioning the amount because we still owe a significant amount on it. I think we've paid 175,000 of the 464,000 in deposit. So I'm hoping because we're getting an invoice, that means that it's closer, or maybe even on land.
Right,
Nice.
that's usually how it works.
Excellent.
But it'd be nice to have it in hand before.
Pay for it.
Very nice. Melissa?
Yeah.
Budget committee has wrapped up for this budget season. They did a great job. A lot of good discussion, and I think not much dissent, really. I think we worked together with them very well. Facilities, John's already covered. We'll go on with the facilities committee, trying to educate the public for the need for the PD move, and also start going on to other facilities in town and evaluate them. Police department, nothing much new to report. I thought the presentation went really well at deliberative session, and the chief spoke very well and very briefly. I thought she did a great job. I have a slimmed down version of January's calls for service report from the police. Read some of it briefly. There was a total of 914 calls for service in January, but that does not reflect all the categories that I'll mention. I'm trying to just hit the ones I think people are probably most interested in. There were 9 animal control incidents, 25 medical emergencies, 2 well-being checks, 16 citizen assists, 28 motor vehicle stops, 10 motor vehicle accidents, 10 motor vehicles off-road, which is not surprising, given the month we had.
And that's not an accident.
I just drove up there. 6 suspicious persons or vehicles, 4 fraud larceny, 2 burglar alarms, 1 criminal threatening, 2 domestic disturbances, 1 hit and run, 5 reckless operations, 1 theft, and 1 vandalism. And again, there were a total of 914 calls. I've, kind of compressed them into areas I think people are most interested in. It's a good reminder to us that just not having major crime doesn't mean that we're not busy. We're busy.
Again.
I have-
The people, no, email me.
No, I'm just giving it to you now.
No, I want you to email me.
You get a physical copy, Steve, that's even
It's a
better.
good copy, I will.
It's paper.
Well, no, but again, it really does show people that we're an active town.
I'm glad they're here,
Thank you,
and that's
Cheryl.
it.
Ellen, town administrator report?
Before I get into my town administrator's report, we are on the final stages of pulling together the last minute reports for the town report, which Marion and Nancy are compiling and reformatting and everything. And I realized as we're getting ready to report our year-end expenditures that we haven't done fourth quarter reimbursement for a few items, namely the revaluation capital reserve fund. So I don't know if you wanna act on that in the fly, or if I should just report on the assumption that you can thoroughly review at your next meeting.
I would think that would make more sense.
Okay, so I will put that on there. So just to kind of put it out there for disclosure, the revaluation cost a total of $96,181, which hit the operating budget totals. So when you get your updated budget status report, that's in there. So we had raised $20,000 in 2025. That was the shortfall. We had 4 years out of the 5 budgeted in the capital reserve fund. So there'll be a request coming forward for the balance of that, the 76,181. And then I went through the various town buildings and looked at the expenditures for building maintenance. We had some furnace issues. We had mini split issue up at the SAU office at the old town hall. The fire station ended up having a washer and dryer installed up on the mezzanine, and that required some ventilation. That was a pretty hefty expense. So I think I want to double check my figures again, but I think I have about 14,000 and change to come out of the building maintenance expendable trust fund, which was kind of planned for when we were talking about our balances at deliberative sessions. So I will pull together the invoices so we have those in more detail and we can act on those the 22nd meeting. Okay. All right, so without further ado, Steve, obviously, you already stole my thunder on Groundhog Day. We have 6 more weeks of winter ahead. Thank you to everyone who helped prepare for and attended Saturday's deliberative session. I don't know what the total count was, but I'm thinking, including people that were participating from town offices and everything, I think we had about 90 people.
That seems about right.
Yeah. For those who were unable to participate, the video recording is now available on the town's YouTube channel, and it's also linked on the town website. There's a 2026 town meeting page that's on the news and announcements on the homepage, but then it can also be found under the elections tab. And the PowerPoint presentation that was shown during the session is also posted there as well for anybody that wants to go back and refer to it. And I'm pretty sure I posted the version with the edits that took place during the deliberative session. So if there was any amendments to the articles, that should be what's published.
Thank you for all
And-
the work you put into it.
You're very welcome.
Because I knew you were here late Friday night and then early Saturday morning, so
Thank you.
I hope your office is comfortable sleeping.
My desk is not. I'm currently working on just pulling a lot of this same information into the voter's guide, which the goal is to get it published as soon as possible. So it's out there for people to make informed decisions when they go to cast their ballot on March 10th. So I have a personal target to kind of get that out and published early next week. I think it's achievable as long as we don't run into too many issues with the town report. My goal for the town report is to have that in hand the Friday. Let's see, it has to be in hand 7 days prior to town voting, so it has to be in hand by March 3rd, and I actually want it the Friday before that. Tuesday
Actually printed,
requirement.
I mean.
Actually
yeah.
printed and in hand,
The annual report.
correct.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the printer kindly requests that we give them about 3 weeks for printing, so to meet that goal, that pretty much means that we have to have it in print this Friday.
Yeah.
February is a very short month and there's a whole lot of action that gets taken this month, so I think it's probably achievable, or at the bare minimum, we'll have them out by the statutory requirement.
Which is what?
March 3rd is when we're supposed to have them available. The Nottingham Community Newsletter is now accepting submissions for their March and April edition. Contributions are due by next Tuesday, so again, I value your input, anything that you would like to include in there. I think, and I'm actually gonna defer back to you, I think you're gonna be showcasing candidates.
Yeah, we're looking for candidate statements, 200 words or less. I think it might be a good time too for the select board to probably put in something, or at least coordinate with some information about elections and going forward, maybe the DEM, I'm not sure, but I'll be reaching out to everybody to see how we want to do that, to make sure all the information gets out. And what do we think of even putting warrant articles?
I was gonna say at least a link to the voter's guide,
Yeah,
maybe an
yeah.
explanation of some of the more.
We're considering doing a black and white issue this time so that we're not constrained by financial considerations to be able to put as much information as we need to in there. So again, I've sent out a reminder to all the regular submitters as well as all the candidates that I'm aware of. And hopefully they picked up all the information about submitting a candidate statement when they signed up. There was a sheet that we created for them to do that.
Does that
If you
get
have-
mailed the first week of March? Or-
Yeah, oh, it should be in mailboxes March 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, so like pretty timely,
Mhm.
I think. So we're hoping to do a good job with your help.
Good.
Any thoughts you have on what we should include, be appreciated.
Yeah, and even from your perspective outside of that, do you have any items you want me to showcase? Top of your head? You have till next Tuesday. I'll give you a week to brainstorm.
Depends if we have a picture of a grader.
A real life one sitting in the highway garage, but we'll see.
Picture of a grader on a boat.
The postcard, really.
I'm sure AI can generate one
We
for
should
us.
here.
So moving on, over the past 3 years, it's been a privilege to serve the town of Nottingham. I am deeply grateful for the trust, support, and collaboration of the select board, town employees, boards and committees, and the community. During this time, I've witnessed meaningful progress and important steps towards a thoughtful, forward-looking future for this town. But after careful consideration, I have determined that it is in my best interest to step away from my role at this time. Accordingly, I've decided not to renew my employment contract and will resign as the town administrator effective April 17th, or earlier if a suitable replacement is identified and able to transition into this position. I remain fully committed to supporting a smooth and professional transition and will continue to serve in this role to the town in the best of my ability throughout the remainder of my tenure. I just wanted to say thank you to the town and to the residents for the opportunity to serve, and it has been an experience that I will always value.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you.
We want to say thank you for your role in getting us up to speed and definitely moving things forward for the town.
Thank you.
Yeah, there were 3 of us that joined the select board at the same time that you came on board, Steve, myself, and Matt.
Yep.
So we were all coming in and you brought us up to speed on a lot of our
We're
responsibilities.
all learning together.
No, but I mean, you did a lot to help us understand kind of what the things that we needed to do to fulfill our role and, you know,
Made
the
a smooth
trainings.
transition.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
really did help a lot. And then I think with other select board members that have joined, same thing. So,
Yeah, great
Yeah,
support.
Thank you.
and all the
Yeah.
department heads as well, I think they feel, you know, much better about how things have been moving
And-
forward.
and
I
I-
know they're disappointed to see
absolutely.
leave, so.
We've come a long way since.
Yeah, if circumstances were different, then yes, absolutely.
You can always come
You-
back in
you-
the future.
You will be greatly missed.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Excuse me for this kind of press call. I wanna thank you for your transparency.
Thank you.
No, I mean, this is what we're all talking about, is people call you and they get answers. It's impressive, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It is definitely a hard decision to make, but one that, you know, I'm going to stick to my word and try not to back down, so. I am in it until whenever the departure ends up being, I say April 17th, if it's April, if it's May, I'm just hopeful that a candidate will step forward. I have extreme confidence in the department heads and the employees that we have working for the town right now. Everybody's extremely capable. They're very budget-minded and do the best possible, offer the best possible service for the residents. So I feel good. I feel like the town is in a good position to, as I've said, you know, pass the baton on to the next candidate, and I just hope that we're fruitful in getting some qualified applicants in here, so. With that being said, one of your tasks for the evening will be reviewing the job description and figuring out your path forward for advertising the position. I've given you some options which we can certainly discuss. I know you have a 7 o'clock coming in that they're not here yet, but when we get there, so in the meantime, I will just go through our general correspondence. I would like to report that I did receive the fully executed MOU for the food pantry. There was a letter that was received from Derry Neurological Associates on behalf of Joanne Dardano. She is a resident here in town. You might recall her name from the past. She had written to the town multiple times about possibly getting her road paved or even maintained. It's Pine Street, so it's still considered a non-town maintained road, but she has some health conditions which requires her to go to a medical facility, I think, multiple times during the week, and the drivers, of course, have difficulty accessing her, which makes her treatment difficult as well. This is obviously a day late, dollar short. I mean, we would have to, and I've explained the process before in the past, to get a petition signed by 25 registered voters to consider moving that forward, but
But
I
it's still a
said-
private road,
it is.
so we can't pay for private.
No,
roads.
so we would
No.
actually have to
But
accept it.
that's why Ellen was saying, is putting it on the warrant as a petition or warrant article to be accepted as a.
To be accepted.
And then,
Okay.
so it'd be a couple of years out.
Yeah, to
That's
at
a
least
more-
get it to
at
class
this point,
5
yeah.
maintenance.
Is she the only person on that?
I think year round, I don't know, it's maybe a
Is that down by
handful,
Northwood?
yes. So I will, it was a letter of support for it. This letter is on- tell us the name of the road? It's Pine Street,
Oh,
which is off of Water Street.
Trying to find out, but anyway,
It's over in the Cooper Hill group.
Okay,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
it's off Cooper Hill.
well, it's over near,
Okay,
the North River,
Lake.
yeah,
must be this one.
she had approached us, I mean, before, I think, John, it was before you joined the board, but I think it was 2 years ago. Private road, so there are processes involved.
And I think there was some confusion when she acquired the property. She didn't understand that it was a private road either, so assuming that it was going to be maintained. But they're very limited. There's a lot of no numbers, which means that there might be some vacant parcels, but I think it only goes up to number 36.
and this was not, none of the North River Pond roads were considered in
Mm.
the great road ad of the lake
No.
roads.
No, there was a list of specific roads,
Correct.
yeah.
So, I mean, she technically would have to have 2 roads added, Water Street
Probably.
and Pine Street. Because then we'd be in like a weird, almost like Mendel type of thing, where it's like our trucks are passing again across the private to go to owned. It seems to me like their better option is just hire a better plowing company. I don't really
What street is this one?
I don't know. We're not gonna do we've received the correspondence, we've kind of told them what they need to do, but it is
Out of our hands.
beyond our jurisdiction.
It's, yeah.
So you've let her know what
Yeah.
needs to be done.
So
One,
that one was just received,
Two.
came in mail.
it's at least 3 years, right? We can't do anything for this year, and then they can warrant next year if it gets approved to be accepted. And then it would be the following year, we would then approve to try to pave it, so it's at least 3 years out before we can do
Yeah.
anything. I guess you could accept and pave, but anyway.
I received an email on January 26th following Snowmageddon last week from Kristen Lamb. Her fence in front of her property was damaged from the plowing, and then there was a follow-up email that was received later this afternoon. I had put Steve on this to go out and inspect the property, and I think he was trying to connect with her, and I don't think that has happened. So I have to follow up with Steve tomorrow and find out what exactly is the status, but just from looking at the photos and doing a quick history on the property, it is very close to the edge of the road. And I know that the house has been there for a very long time, as has the fence.
But it's still, the road got widened, but it's in the town's right of way for the edge of the road
Correct.
for snow removal, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So 25 feet from the center line, and I think it definitely encroaches that.
We try our best, but it's the same thing with mailboxes and a lot of other stuff.
Right, there's just pressure from the snowbanks that, you know,
We'll have
That's
to wait
why-
and see
that's
what
why there's
comes
the
up.
right of way.
So this, in addition to, there were a couple of phone calls that came in, less than normal about mailboxes, but it's just one of those unfortunate risks that when you put something in the town's right of way, it's often not even the plows that hit, it's the snow
Just the
or
snow, yeah.
coming off.
That's-
Right,
I
and there was
I
a
couldn't
lot of
tell, but
snow.
it looked kind of like the whole pile had gone over.
And it was a white fence, so, and it was low visibility, they were just pushing snow back, I can imagine that. It would have been difficult to see or even know that they were doing anything.
So I will follow up with Steve on that and then provide another follow-up to her as well. Also on January 26th, Logan Dawson emailed with a request for property tax abatement that was forwarded to you generally, myself and Nancy, our assessing coordinator, and she's forwarded it off to the town assessor, who will be here on Wednesday in office this week. But again, the abatement process, or that window of application, is open until March 1st for anybody that can test their property value for last year, for 2025. So a response was provided that had been received, and that'll be under review from the assessor. On January 28th of 2026, we received an email from Jay Vilchok. The email subject was Selectman Fife's comment, which she provided me a response to that. I haven't done anything further with it at this point, so I don't know if you wanna talk on that at all.
I just stand by my statements. I think the right to know laws are very important. Really important to protect them. And I'm starting to see a pattern by Mr. Vilchuk, which I believe began after some relatives had a problem with the town, and has continued. And I would respectfully request that he think hard. This is costing us time and money, taxpayer money, and there are a lot of requests that are quite legitimate. I'll stand by my statement.
Moving on. And then January 29th, Courtney, our rec director, emailed us. They have put up the Parks and Rec Department has put up a Valentine's wall as you go down the main hallway to the gym. For anybody that would like to come in and write a blurb on a heart or bring your own. Spread a little,
Now for a positive note.
yes, positive notes. We will end on the positive note.
What is that, what's gonna be
It's a Valentine wall.
down the wall?
Yes,
It's already up.
it's already up. You would have seen it as you went down to deliberative session.
Anyone can put it on.
Anybody from the community, positive?
What about that? No, So we'll forget about the initials of Valentine's Day. Please.
That's all I have.
All right, well, very timely, we're at 7 o'clock. Mr. Noyce?
Yeah,
Okay, would you like, you've got a 7 o'clock appointment?
yes,
Yep, it's 7 o'clock. If you'd like to step up, introduce yourself and your guest and
okay.
present to the board.
My name's John Baldy, I'm this council.
Okay. Do you have the spelling? You have the spelling of their names?
I do not. How do you spell your last name, sir?
BALDI,
Thank you.
just like it sounds, but I do have hair. We're here about a piece of property, approximately 110 acres, that Mr. Noyes owns and has owned for 30 years on Giles Road. I don't know if any of you people understand or know about inverse condemnation. That's commonly known as a regulatory taking. And Mr. Noyes' property is where Giles Road was discontinued.
Old Guile.
Giles, or whatever.
Well, their Guile Road exists.
Yeah.
Real Guile Road exists, Old Guile Road was discontinued, so
Yeah.
that is a
And
Important distinction.
That wasn't Guile Road at one time.
I brought this, let's start over here with ladies first.
Yeah, thank you.
That's inverse condemnation. And that's a copy of what's in Black's Law Dictionary. Inverse condemnation comes under the Fifth Amendment takings clause, which is commonly referred to as eminent domain. But inverse condemnation is when the property isn't taken like to build a school or something, you just regulate it so that the person can't use the property or restricts his use. Now, I got two cases here to show you. One of them is Pennsylvania Coal Company. This is 1922, and inverse condemnation was in effect then. The next one is First Evangelical Lutheran Church. That was 86, I believe. 87. And there's a whole bunch of cases. And if you guys want to have them to read.
Are these copies? Are these copies?
Yeah, those are with you.
Thank you.
Basically, all the road frontage of the property is gone. Mr. Noyes has a survey here. If you just want to come and look at it, he can point it out to you.
Oh, I can,
Because the town took away the road. No access. That was the regulatory taking. Was done before he even got the property.
and also, they now say, different than they did when I bought the properties. And the only reason I bought the property is because of a long story that I won't bother to tell now. But there's the number of regulations that the town has passed, or I should say adopted, that restrict what I can do with the property.
What are the things the legislature right now, both in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, running around trying to change the laws, because don't feel like you people in this town did anything that other towns weren't doing. In the First Circuit, which includes Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts. Maine, New Hampshire, and Mass, none of them were paying inverse condemnation. They were only paying takings for eminent domain where the land was actually taken. They weren't paying restrictions. Now, I've been before the Supreme Court and told them what's coming up if it doesn't correct it. Mr. Noyes he's approaching 90 years old, doesn't need this property anymore. It's a very interesting piece. 110 acres right there on the river would make a great town forest. And Mr. Noyes is willing to let the town have it for a lot less money than if we go into federal court to make you pay him for it. That's basically all we're here for. Okay, house lots in this town are going for about 200,000. If the road is reestablished, he's got almost 1,600 feet of road frontage. So you could, just on the road, he could get 8 houses. Doesn't want to do that. Wants to leave it. We're looking for 400,000 for the 110 acres. We had a realtor do research for us on what things was going, and we're gonna have to give her some money. A commission, she'd make more money if we force you guys to put the road back in and then subdivide and put 20 or 30 houses in there. And I don't think that would be an advantage to the town. Now you gotta do another school, because 3 kids per house, you know, it just creates more problems. In my humble opinion. You know, and that basically is what we have to say. If any of you are interested, I'm the one that got David Suda kicked off the US Supreme Court. And there's other people gonna go falling too. If you wanted to see the papers, I could show them to you. I have already notified the Federal First Circuit Court of Appeals, because I'm taking Massachusetts, Maine, and the state of New Hampshire before the First Circuit Court of Appeals, because this is a long-term violation of law, comes under the title of what's known as a seditious conspiracy. And again, it wasn't the people controlling the towns. This was something that was set up by your own legislators, so they wouldn't have to do this. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Or?
So I think if you could present those numbers to Ellen, just send them to Ellen. I mean, we could always, you know, have our legal department review it and the board can discuss other options, you know, possibly discussing with the Conservation Commission or something like that, but
See, in case you're interested, the federal statutory interest rate is 10%. If we put this claim into the First Circuit Court of Appeals and are successful, and I have no reason to believe we wouldn't be, it would be that 10% for over the 30 years for the value compounded as we count. We'd be looking at around $1 million. We're not trying to get that. We're trying to be reasonable. And if you look at the map, I think it'd be an asset for the town to have it as a town forest. You got the river right there. You could put bike trails through it.
It does connect to the property that the town already owns.
Right, the lot that's right here.
Correct.
What's the river?
It's North River. It, basically, if you continue, the road used to come up here through next to the school. Basically the bike path off the back is Old Guile Road, as best I can tell from the map. So we have this parcel of land, there's a parcel that goes out along the river. And there's technically four parcels.
And frankly, I'll give you these copies, which you probably already have,
I'm
but
sure if I do.
the, all of them are recorded in registry deeds, and the big black pencil, the black marks with the recording numbers is a registry deed. You're probably familiar with that. I would like to correct one more thing. You have my property, map 38, lot 38, listed at is 72 acres. It's actually 80 acres. I put 72 acres in current use, kept the road frontage for development. There are 4 lots, all adjoining,
Yep.
that are on Old Griffin Road. And if you want these maps, you can take them.
Sure, we can take a look at them. As Tim was saying, we'd have to take all the information you had, run it by legal and Conservation Commission, because we don't have the budget.
We understand that you're gonna run it by legal, because I asked to have your attorney here today.
But yeah, that's not the way it
But
works
You
though.
told me, well, she told me that it's gonna be recorded, so he can hear what's said here tonight.
Right.
Correct.
I have 2
I'm
more
almost 90 years old, and I'm getting to the end of my need for this property, and I have cut timber on it a couple of times. And that's on the current use part.
I have 2 more documents that I'll leave with you that might help you. When I filed with the First Circuit Court of Appeals, I was instructed to file a criminal complaint with the FBI. This is a copy of the criminal complaint and the federal statutes that are violated. I'm not saying you guys. You didn't even know about this ahead of time. Now that we tell you, you are subject to federal charges. Now, 18 USA Section 241, that's one for violation of a federal constitutional right. 2 or more persons, you can get 10 years in prison. You know about violation, and you don't do anything about the violation. That's a violation of 18 USC Section 4, misprision of felony. One of the things the town can do is look to recoup the money from the people that created the situation, which would be the major law firms in the state Supreme Court. I would have said David Souter, but he's dead, he died of AIDS. And, but there is, I would be happy to assist you and tell you, it's called a derivative action suit to get them to pay you. The Attorney General, the Governor, they're all on the hook. They're all on the hook.
Well, if you wanna leave those with the copies with Ellen, we can, again, we'll have legal review and
Leave these right here for you.
that's what we can do.
When was the road discontinued?
1950s
See, that's Colonel, one of Colonel's.
by vote of the town, Steve.
These are a whole list.
Thank you.
Well, I hate to sound too off the wall to you guys. But the New Hampshire Attorney General's office has a videotape of a state official trying to kill me because of this. 1999.
Alright,
You're welcome.
so I think we have all the information we need.
What's that?
We have all the information that we need
Okay,
at this point,
how
so
long do you think it might be before we hear from them?
I would say at least 6 weeks. By
Yeah,
the time the attorney reviews, we have our next meeting in 2 weeks, but I don't think they'll get us an answer or
It's
anything.
technically 3 weeks.
I think it depends on what their workload is right now. They're in town meeting season, so a lot of their representation is going to the deliberative sessions and town meetings, so. I can try to get a time frame and then I can update you,
We'll have to get also with the Conservation Commission
yes,
to even discuss what funds to
if they would be interested in.
In that process,
My suggestion,
just 1 second, so that process for the Conservation Commission and a purchase, I mean, it's because they just did it twice through the select board, and it's about a year long process from start to finish. So, not to say that it's
not a delay.
it's not a delay, it's just that's the
I'm not going
process.
to wait a year.
I'm just letting you know, that
Okay.
Yeah.
it's not something that they just look at the property and they buy.
my
they do the process.
suggestion, if at some point this committee votes, keep track of who votes for, who votes against. When the Conservation Commission votes, keep track of who votes for, who votes against. Because only the ones that vote against would be criminally liable.
Okay,
Any questions?
no,
You're done with us?
Yep.
Okay,
all right, have a good evening, thank you for coming in.
that was quick.
I mean, we think the price was very reasonable.
Yeah, I'm not saying that $400,000 for
Yeah.
110 acres is not reasonable, but
Right.
I only practice in the federal court, I don't practice in the state courts. Yep. And if you need me to come again, or to explain to the Conservation Commission, I would.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay.
You have my phone number.
I do,
Okay,
I
thank
have
you.
several messages from you,
Yeah.
thank you.
It won't do you any good to call me because I'm in and out all the time. I'm out of the catch.
Call me.
Yeah, you call him. Thank you.
thank you, have a good evening,
Have a good
keep driving. And you're finished your report right now?
I am.
Okay, so on to assessing, we have two items for assessing.
I'm not trying to puff my own pillow here, really. But if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, I was offered a job teaching at Harvard. And I said to him, I says, look, I'm the proverbial easy keeper. I'm not coming in with any bow ties or elbow patch jackets.
Can I remind you that if it's tax free in New Hampshire, you should buy something on the way back to Melrose?
I don't even live in Melrose.
But why does your card say Melrose?
All right,
That's my
I'll
office.
make a motion to approve a certification of yield tax assess and also a warrant for yield tax levy for map 23 lot 11.
I'll second that motion.
Motion, second, All in favor?
I,
Aye. And we'll
Motion
just note
carries
that
without Mr.
Steve
Welch,
Welch
who
is,
stepped away. Debriefing on the deliberative session, which we kind of did that during
Yes.
your,
So I provided you in your packets, a summary of amendments that were made and
oh, yeah.
deliberative session. Obviously, Article 1 was not amended, but we did announce who the candidates are running for each of the vacant positions, or positions plural. Noted for the record, there are no current candidates for two planning board seats and the tax collector seat, so the more announcement we can get out there, the better.
so you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. There's always a chance.
Articles.
When is the deadline?
It was last Friday,
Sorry, Pat. So
Yeah,
now
that
it's
was-
just write-in.
so it's write-in candidates only.
Oh, wait a minute, okay.
Well, if nobody writes in, you show up to the first meeting after the election.
Yeah.
You got 1 year to commit.
Articles 2 through 8, even though they were not necessarily addressed at deliberative session, they were just because the planning board was still holding their public hearings on the zoning amendments, so amendments made to those was just to affirm that the amendments being proposed were approved by the planning board unanimous across the board. So Articles 2 through 8, it's adding that approved by planning board with a 7-0 vote tally. Article 9, the operating budget, we're missing the statutory clause that must go on warrant articles, which was majority vote required, so that will be added to the ballot. Article 24, which is missing from your sheet because I noticed it after I printed it. We did have one small amendment to Article 24. It is, shall the town vote to modify the service-connected permanent and total disability tax credit pursuant to RSA 72:35 by increasing the annual tax credit from 4,000 to 5,000. There was a question mark in there that has been replaced with a period. And Article 25, which was the article by citizen petition regarding the town beach access. I bolded and italicized up to 85,000 as a one-time appropriation from existing lawfully available non-tax funds under the control of the select board was the phrase that was changed within that petition article. So I believe those were the only changes made. I did send it off to the town clerk for her to verify since she does the official minutes transcription for that, but this will be posted to the website once I get her blessing, and it will also go as the cover sheet to the town warrant and the town report. And hopefully those changes will make their way onto the ballot as well.
Thank you. Better.
This is a small point of what we bring to the town, the business. I arrived late and you have run out of warrant articles. So in the future, more copies,
Yeah, we did print some,
more.
and there was some left on the table, so maybe you missed in between.
And I think I threw away 60 copies when I was leaving, so. It's hard when you print that much and that costs us to print, and people just, obviously, they're gonna leave.
Well, they leave them there,
There's
yeah.
nothing to
So
do
it's-
with it.
Right.
Thank you. No,
I wanna point that
I
out, it's expensive.
apologize for my wandering the wrong way.
I tried to wave that they were there when I put them down, but Dawn was speaking. So I didn't wanna interrupt.
I thought everything went really well, though.
I did too.
Yes.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, like, you try to have copies of everything. I mean, we did have them posted to the website. We're doing them by that PowerPoint presentation, and then
The sound quality was great.
Sound was
They
really
did
good.
a fantastic job. It was good. I don't think anybody ever said, I can't hear you.
yeah, I don't think so either. And even to listen back to the recording, just the audio quality it's so crisp. It's even more than what we get from this room.
Yeah.
I think probably because the microphone was tied right in.
Without straining, and was it John? Was that?
Joe.
Joe, I don't know if he came around to everybody or just me, but he gave me a little instruction on how to, use the microphone. It was very helpful.
Don't eat it. That's what he said.
Okay.
And I will say that we've had providers do it in the past. It was a much higher cost than what we're able to get this gentleman in here for, so.
I thought he was
we'll definitely
great.
Keep his contact on file.
Definitely.
Can
And
I just add one thing? A Nixle request saying that it's at the town office and not the school. I went to the school, it's not at the school, but maybe a Nixle this time say hey, just a reminder, it's at the town office, and that's just a thought.
That would
We
probably,
could probably do that. It was, I mean,
It
we
was-
didn't, or we did an urgent alert on the town website and everything, so.
But there can't be too much communication, that's for sure.
yeah, no, the Nixle's great, you know.
It is.
We should probably
Yep.
do things like that more often.
Need to keep reminding people to sign up too.
Anything else on deliberative?
I thought what I was pleased with how civil it was.
Yes.
Again,
Quiet you. I said quiet you.
what do you mean by that?
You stayed till the end.
You can't tell whether you're gonna have a beard or not.
I agree, Steve.
Then we have the election coming up in March 10th
And that will be here
here.
to get the announcement out there soon.
Alright,
So before we get into action items from the next meeting, or from the last meeting, do we wanna discuss
Your proposals.
for replacing you? No? Okay, moving on.
did you wanna go through that as,
Yeah, the information.
So I know that municipal services sort of recruited
They recruited me.
position.
I think the way that it was done, you have a copy of the contract from 2022. They did all of the we'll call it pre-employment screening. They actually brought forward, they took all the candidates in, screened them, I went through a telephone interview and then I went through multiple in-person interviews with the board at the time. I met with the department heads and everything, but I think what they did was their pre-screening went to a point where they got a certain number of candidates to bring forward to the board for selection, and then the board did their final hiring process. So obviously that came with a price tag of, I think it was around like $3,000 and then another $1,500 to do an extensive background check. Considering the fact that you can pretty much recycle a lot of the information from the prior hiring, you go that process.
Is this organization, Municipal Services, is that a company or?
It's Municipal Resources, Inc. So they are one of the larger hiring firms for municipal positions throughout Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Yeah, pretty much New England.
So
So
does does NHMA, do they take postings for positions?
they do, yep,
Okay.
absolutely. They have a classified position, which, you know, anybody within the current working force with experience, that's where they usually go to look for employment when they're ready to. So that is a free advertising. You know, however you choose, I mean, if you're willing to take on, see what you, I mean, we can still post it as well.
Right. I think doing that and possibly engaging.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be helpful to engage some support or help to do this.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially about the background checks and all,
Pre-screenings and-
yeah.
So it's been a few years. Is
I-
it something you could get a proposal from them for our next meeting? Or
He provided us with one, yeah, it should be in the report, it's the, I think the top email,
It is.
cause I had asked him, you know, what we'd be looking for in today's pricing, and $3,500 and $4,000 for that service to bring you forward.
You're only gonna charge us $10 more.
If you
Per
have to,
hour.
if you end up having to put somebody interim in place. So the hope is that the quicker that we can get it advertised, you know, the better, and then if we're successful in finding a candidate, I'm happy to help transition them on board, and then maybe you can avoid that $95 an hour price tag to put an interim in place.
Yeah, the background check stuff I'm kind of questioning because I don't think, I don't, not understanding what they're
It's more than a
doing.
traditional background check. I mean, I think my final summary was like 75 pages. It was extensive as doing like a credit check,
Mhm.
driver's test, or driver's background check, criminal background. They did references from former employers like the past 10
And this
years.
was just, they only did it for you?
Yes,
For $15,000?
yep, so it's
She
your
was taking,
Hundred,
Huh?
1,500.
Okay,
they wouldn't do it on every
It's off
candidate,
another
it's
zero.
on the ones you're gonna make the
Okay.
offer to.
okay, right, that's what I
I
wanted
mean,
to
to be
make sure.
honest, given what the stories that you hear,
Yeah,
I don't think that
alright,
doing
Money
a more
well spent.
extensive
Yeah, I think that's
background
money
check
well
is.
spent too.
yeah, no,
Actually, I was
okay, so-
surprised it wasn't more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I was actually questioning if, I had questioned if there were different levels,
Yeah.
because I think with a certain aspect, like
Very
I'm
nice.
not an authorized signer on the account, I have view only, I mean, like as far as like that end of fraud, you know, I'm not entering the
Wouldn't have
bills,
the
I'm not writing the
opportunity to-
checks, I'm not the signer, so I'm literally given the authority that's granted to me by you versus a town manager, so I was just questioning whether it needed to be that extensive, but yeah, you do wanna make sure that you
Right,
have
we-
somebody that,
But even, I
Doesn't
mean,
have
that's
skeletons.
the
The whole-
honest people though,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I think
Right,
that's the
it
big thing.
paints a big ethics picture of a person.
Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for. So it's not like, I get your point, but you're like, I'm an ethical person. I don't know if this is necessary. There are people that sometimes apply that might not be ethical, and hopefully this would be like,
I've said it a lot, good people do bad things all the time.
Yeah.
And I get that MRI says it's our reputation at stake too, when they put
Absolutely.
forward somebody, so I think that's a,
So I think
Good recommendation for
traditionally,
them.
like we do a criminal background check on all employees anyways, we literally just do the one through the state police, it's very basic.
Right, and what's that cost, just for
15
comparison?
$15 or $20, I think.
Yeah, so that's not very,
25.
and all that is,
Yeah.
is they're not in our.
It's just telling you whether or not they have any like felony
Standing
misdemeanors.
warrants or
Yeah,
felonies.
But
exactly.
not
yeah.
everybody talks back and forth. I had a friend who had like a
no,
traffic violation that like the two states don't talk, so what happened in one
Right.
state never got reported to the other state. They're like, we don't talk to them.
like that guy that was hired for the state, who, from Florida or whatever, and his, I don't, it was like last summer maybe.
but yeah, I don't think you can count on
Yeah,
different organizations,
right, they didn't
interstate.
talk, they didn't talk to Florida and got through the
A lot of
background check.
things slip through, right?
So do we want
I
to
feel
move
comfortable with this.
forward with
MRI?
contracting with them to have it, and then do you
I
wanna
think
post the
so.
position at NHMA for free? And
Yeah.
would we have them go through?
I will have to
Useful
check
resources.
with Alan and see where they want the applications sorted through, because I think,
Cause I think that would make the most sense rather than.
Like, we could have it posted to NHMA, but have them directly
Right.
to
Right.
the official posting.
Right.
Yeah, we
so
can
in
handle-
last week's packet, I gave you a copy of the advertisement from when I was hired, and I
Yep.
think it directed everything through MRI.
So we need to make a motion.
I don't think you need a motion, you just need to tell me which way to proceed. Do you want me to have
Contact
MRI
them.
draft up a contract
Yes.
for their
Yes.
services? Okay.
Aye.
But I
In
think
the meantime,
I-
the formal announcement's out there, hey, I've got a town administrator position for you.
Well, I
Candidate
think
out
with
there.
budget season completed and it's.
But I think we need to, if we're entering into a contract with them, right, we need to at least make a motion that we are letting you,
Well,
cause we
when
can't wait for
when we
3
get it.
weeks, that's 3
You're-
weeks from now though. Don't wanna wait 3 weeks. I think we need to,
Authorize somebody to, I don't wanna be the one signing the contract for my
Right.
position.
Yeah.
Authorize
Right.
one of you to be a representative to act on the,
I mean,
we
either
can
that
come
or.
back later in the
either that
week
or-
once we have it, and then just say authorize entering into a contract.
Do we
and-
have a meeting next week?
Just to, no, I think if we authorize one
Okay.
signer,
Okay, that's, I mean, I was just throwing it out there as an option.
I just, her time frame. I don't think we're doing the town or anybody any justice by waiting 3 weeks, just
No.
because of the
No,
delay,
you're
because
right.
of President's
Right, no,
Day.
Yeah.
I agree,
No, I
that's,
So can we,
so,
So, Tim, you available the rest of this week?
Yep.
Alright, so I'll make a motion to enter into a agreement with Municipal Resources Incorporated to post and start the hiring process for a town administrator for the town of Nottingham, with Tim to be the signator of the contract.
I'll second that motion.
good job, Charlotte. Motion and a second,
I was awake.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I mean, unless Super Bowl tickets just like magically appear in my mailbox, I will be around all week. But if anybody's looking for a last minute Christmas gift for me, just saying, trip to San Fran,
Well, if you can't go
You really
because
like
of your
it, but-
obligation, gladly take it from you.
You are
tickets.
generous beyond words, Steve, generous beyond words.
It's a good man.
And in terms of the job description for the position, it hasn't been updated since 2014. Honestly, the position is the position that has that beautiful caveat in there. Any other duties as assigned.
Yes.
Providing water.
I do think it would make sense for the board to review that job description, to present it to any applicant that's going to be seriously
Yeah,
considering
and
the
I
position.
will try to better outline a summary of, what the
Yeah.
day-to-day Nottingham duties look like.
Oh, that'd be great. It's gonna be a long summer.
Not for Ellen.
It might be a nice, long, relaxing summer.
And I'm sorry, did we make a decision about the complaint about the fence?
We're having Steve,
Right, yeah, Steve
He's
still
gonna reach
has
out,
to go
okay.
out there. I have to follow up and see if he actually laid eyes on it himself. I know it was not him that was driving.
Been a week, no. Thank you.
And then at our next meeting, we'll be doing the public hearing for the Reservation Road grant.
Correct. And there's also a proposal out there, I'll just informally announce it, but the Friends of Blaisdell Library is looking to do an Oktoberfest fundraiser
In September.
in September 26th.
Close
Is the
enough.
date.
that's when, actually Oktoberfest is like usually the last week of September,
September.
celebrating the upcoming October.
I met with Karen Quinn and Lisa Ryan this afternoon in between the close of the day and this meeting, and we just went through the details, so they're going to be bringing forward their idea and the application to your next meeting on the 22nd,
23rd.
is it the 23rd?
It's just 2/23.
Is this the Oktoberfest you're talking about?
President's Day.
Second.
21 plus today.
Yep, 23
Yes.
is,
What month?
Yes.
September, September.
Yeah, so we
Thank
do
you.
not have a meeting
On
on
the
the
16th.
16th. Our
President's
next meeting will
Day.
be on the 23rd.
This is Dead President's Day.
Yes.
What's the date of that again? State for September fest,
26th.
26th.
26th of September for October.
Which apparently is normal.
Have the beer with it.
Have to get some Leidenhaus.
Any other action items, follow up?
That I'm aware of.
Any public comment?
You're one of the few people that I've never heard anything from.
Say it a little
Louder
louder for the mic.
Say that again, we'll get that in a minute.
Not saying much for the rest of us, is it?
It's a stain for saying anything else.
Well, I think we do have non-public.
Just a brief one.
public comment is public comment.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick.
You got 3 minutes.
I'll be quick. Robin Marshall, 189 Turnpike Road. So I came last time and asked a few questions. And Tim, you referred me back to the early September dates to get, where you discussed the results of the beach attendance data. Well, I couldn't find any. I reached out to Charlotte, but then I found that, the only mention it was gonna talk about it next week, was in September. But then I think it may have been discussed on the 22nd non-public meeting, was the only thing I saw anything about beach discussion. So I didn't know if you had anything, I don't even know if you can say anything what happened or why it was discussed in a non-public and not a public meeting. So that was one of my questions. Ellen was nice to provide the documentation that Nevaeh had provided for the town, so I do have that. I did get that information. Charlotte was gonna help me, but I did get it through
Yeah,
Ellen.
sorry, I was broken winged.
Yes, I hope you're better. So I just didn't know if there was anything, I'm just curious of, just trying to research and work with everyone of, how the decision went from one beach attendant to 4 gatekeepers, cause that's really what I'm curious about, how, or what kind of the decision was to go from one beach attendant who I thought provided great information, which I'll go more later. It proved that out of 900 people that had used the beach, there was only 9 non-residents who tried, which would have been $450 if they were fined, I'm just saying. The only dog came in from a kayak off, so no dogs were turned away. I think there was 5, maybe people that may have come in with a kayak in the back, but and for the days, most of them, she worked. I know there was some gaps in June, but June was a nightmare last year. It just rained so much, but up until mid-August, like August 15th, I think was, or the 19th was her last. But pretty much she had recorded every day, those 4 days she was supposed to be there all throughout the summer, so I thought it was great information. So I didn't know if you just had anything that you could just tell me. I'm just trying to now work with the landowners, myself. You guys are always so busy. It means so much to me, so if I can try to help in any way, just to help come up with some great maybe solutions. Seems like a lot of people that are trespassing are coming from the lake. I don't know how to prevent that. You know, we're gonna try to brainstorm, gonna get a group together to try to work to take the alleviation off you guys, to try to work and maybe come and say, hey, you know, can we do this, can we do that? Just trying to brainstorm. But I didn't know if there was something specific that went from 1 gate attendant to, beach attendant to 4 gate attendants. Was there?
Well, I think we mentioned it before. It's because you can't find somebody to work 7 days a week.
For
No,
the
but I'm
period
saying
of time
to
that the
prevent
beach was.
the problems.
It's one person, just
Yeah.
splitting the hours up.
Right,
It's the same amount of
Make it more
hours.
manageable.
So, okay,
and it's
beach attendant versus gate attendant, because a lot of the things, she pulled a kid from the lake, you know,
But that's not her responsibility.
I know, and the mother was there.
Well, I'm not saying,
No,
I'm just
but-
saying, so that's, I
Right,
think, for, when you think about liability of the town,
Liability
and we say
issue,
there's no
yeah.
lifeguard on duty. And then the expectation is that there's a person at the beach, and again, I'm just speaking on my behalf, not.
right.
You
Yeah.
wanna
It
be
was,
lifeguard.
it was
Kept
my
inside.
understanding she was supposed to be a gate attendant
Right.
Correct.
all along. She wasn't a beach attendant.
No, it was a
She
beach
was-
attendant, it was
she-
definitely a beach attendant.
She was not
She's supposed to be in the
supposed to
parking
be.
lot.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh, yes,
regardless,
at the park, yeah.
regardless, all I'm saying is that was not her responsibility. Did she do it?
I
Thank
should-
God she did.
Yeah.
But that's not the responsibility that we're hiring for. If the rec decides that they wanna have lifeguards down at the beach, that would be a separate
Yeah, no, I'm
person,
not talking
separate
about, I'm
position.
just talking about like
So
being in
again-
the parking lot versus being,
So the goal was to have somebody to, at the gate, which I know at the deliberative session was mentioned, it was brought up in the 70s, was brought up in the 90s, it was
Yep.
brought up in the 80s, I believe too.
crazy.
Is to have somebody there, is to have somebody admitting the people between the hours of operation for the beach down the trail to access the beach.
And while Nevaeh's information wasn't useless by any means, she didn't work 7 days a week and she didn't work full days.
Right.
So it's very limited
The
information.
failed experiment that was said at the last meeting, I
Yeah, I
would say,
said
it
that.
wasn't a failed experiment, I don't believe it was, based off the data, I didn't have the data to see. But I'm just trying to understand to prevent the people from trespassing, just in my mind, like if you're at the gate, they're not seeing what's happening down that, it's a long road actually at the beach, so that, I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from, so.
You're brainstorming,
Yeah, I'm
there's
just trying to
nothing wrong with
brainstorm,
that,
it's
yeah.
nothing bad, it's just, really passionate,
Yeah.
as you can tell.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need,
for
we
me,
need
so.
the 4 part-time people to cover all the hours and all the days.
But the data I'm seeing, like at a 900 people, 9, like that's like 1%, so.
Well, right, it would,
So is
it's
that
only,
really the problem?
it is, it would be 1 person at a time. It's not 4 people.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it just seems like 900 people are Nottingham residents using that. 9.
We have a 9-person police force because 1% of the people we have 900 calls for service in town, right? There's cars driving through town all the time. Only one of them is potentially speeding and gets pulled over. So yes, we have an attendant to take care of the 1% that choose to do wrong. Unfortunately, the 1% that are choosing to do wrong could shut down access to the beach. So if we want access to the beach, we're saying that we would potentially have to have more people there to open and close the beach to get rid of the volunteer aspect, which wasn't consistent. So that's all we're doing, is we're just spitballing the same way. You're asking, how can we stop trespassing? It's only 1% of the people. If we could get everybody to just behave, we wouldn't need 9 police officers.
Yeah.
So
We
that's,
wouldn't need any.
You have to arrest
that,
them.
that's where we're at. It's the same type of thing, right?
Treat them like those 2 kids that broke the law, you know? You know what I'm saying? Alright, thank you.
Andrew, can I just make a point of clarification? The reason why there is a gap between the discussion that took place during a board meeting and there would be follow-up the next week, it was because Tim and I attended with Courtney It was just the three of us. It wasn't a formal, like, full Board of Selectmen meeting. We did like a close of beach recap discussion. So that's the one that we were referring to.
Tim made it seem like it was mentioned in a meeting to go look back at the minutes.
Well, we
and
did.
I
I mean, like, we
didn't.
met as kind
It
of like
wasn't
a subcommittee.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
mentioned
did
minutes, I
go.
thought we had discussed it in a meeting
I know you guys
here.
meet a lot, but he said to go back in the minutes and find it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, nope, not there. But I got, you
Yeah, I
provided
thought-
me the
Yeah.
information, but
Right, I
I think
thought
you
you
gave us the
presented
information.
that.
I thought I had given you the log and we had talked
Yeah,
about it,
yeah,
so maybe
we-
just the
we-
minutes
we-
are missing.
We discussed it,
Right.
yeah, here, but after, I think that informal get together that wasn't a full public meeting, with just you and Tim, right?
so I noticed some things are missing off the minutes when I go back, and I was at the meeting and that wasn't mentioned, so I don't know, maybe who's taking the minutes, but right, some things are missing, so maybe that's what it was. Maybe you guys really did, but it made it seem like, you know. Mhm.
Any other public comment?
Go ahead, Steve.
No, I'm gonna do something for the press. I wanna get up and take a picture of Ellen with her sign
Oh,
for the newspaper.
That's a good idea.
Thanks, Steve. Looking forward to it.
While Steve's doing that, I'm gonna make a motion to move into non-public per RSA 91-A:3 and L.
I'll second.
Roll call vote.
Aye, Steve Welch.
Hi, John Decker.
Hi, Tim DeBrio.
I met Sherlin.
I, Charlotte Fife.
At the conclusion of non-public, we'll open back up for
They
public
ready?
meeting.
I wanna
And
shut the
immediately
window.
close, there'll be no other business discussed. Have a good evening, Nottingham.